For the number one misconception about following the Buddha. This morning's lesson is drawn from Chenrezig's Easy Dzogchen, inspired by Dzogchen Trul Rinpoche's final meditation manual. Whether the Buddha was real, comprised of flesh, blood, and bone, and tread upon this earth, or whether he or she was purely archetypical. The Buddha was not a god to be worshipped or supplicated, but a teacher to be followed. Together, let's chant. In our pragmatism, may our liberation of all others be fueled by our reliance on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students, described by the metaphor of the three wish-fulfilling jewels. Now, I must admit that the Buddha's example is sometimes referred to as Buddha, the Buddha's instructions are sometimes referred to as Dharma, and the Buddha's students are sometimes referred to as Sangha, depending upon whether you prefer Sanskrit or Pali or English. So here's the key to making the most of mantra meditation. You gotta breathe in. If you don't breathe in, you're gonna turn blue, tip over, wiggle funny, and scare the dog. So, since you gotta breathe in anyway, might as well do something constructive. So we can silently and mentally recite this bit in italics. Rely on the three jewels. A line that is informed by the recitation upon the prior page. Having silently and mentally recited, we simply just hand it over to our subconscious to deal with. During our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Did I say 4 syllables? I'm sorry, 12 syllables. My mistake. So having explained it, let's practice it right now together. And remember, don't be shy. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. Together. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Once you've grown comfortable with the recitation of this mantra, and that might take you a day or a week or a fortnight, but once you become comfortable, it is an inevitability. It will happen, providing you're practicing approximately once every 12 hours or so. Then what you can do is not necessarily concentrate, but just rest your gaze upon this one word in capitals as you're performing the recitation, and it will enhance the meaningfulness of the practice. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. I do look forward to chanting and meditating with you after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I've spent more than 8 hours a day, every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of Buddhism so that you wouldn't have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. So, this is welcome to Chenrezig's Easy Dzogchen. The contemporary practice of Dzogchen comprises three categories of practices. Awareness and letting go, love and letting go, as well as bliss and letting go. The Sanskrit name Avalokiteshvara is translated into the Tibetan word or name Chenrezig, which can be translated into English as kind gaze. Yes, those upon the path of Devadatta view Chenrezig as a entity to be worshipped and supplicated. However, upon the path of the Buddha, we view the iconography of this archetype as tools to simply remind us that we already have the neurological equipment to master, no less practice, awareness and letting go, as well as love and letting go, no less bliss and letting go. We are the hero we have been waiting for. So what we're going to do is flip and flop between mantra meditation and silent meditation. Now, I'm engaged in a long-term project of dividing all the practices, I think it's about 16 practices, into timed modules. And then my next step will be to create a table of contents listing each module, its description, its location, and its duration, so that when you download it and you have it on your smartphone, you can practice according to your schedule and according to your vitality. So I'm going to just verify the timing for this section. Let's see. Together. Oh, I invoke the wish of healing, Manu, jewel of love, and the purifying Pemi lotus of letting go, supplicating with whom may love and letting go be mastered by all. Kawabunga. During our second module, we practice Lama, which could translate into English as calling the teacher as from afar. And when practiced figuratively, it is a form of energy work that helps us to effortlessly practice bliss and letting go. Consider, if you will, this image. The bronze image refers to our neurological potential to master the Buddha's path. The image above, comprised of two entities sporting in tantric union, literally reminds us of the teachings and figuratively reminds us of real or imagined energy coalescing either above the head or upon the head. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani me me 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 yung. As we inhale, let us silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And as we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. So, if memory serves correct, I should tap button 9 right about now. During this third module, we will practice the outer set of preliminary practices for approximately 4 minutes. Those who tread the path of Devadatta, and pause. That's what we call an editing opportunity. Okay, take 2. Those who tread that path of Devadatta using awareness of stress to frighten us into an analog of morality. Those who tread that path of Devadatta use the awareness of stress reflection folks into an analog of morality. But upon this path of the Buddha, the awareness of stress fuels our empathy. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Those who tread that path of Devadatta use the awareness of causality to frighten folks into a form of moral code. But upon this path of the Buddha, the awareness of interdependence reminds us that our love can lighten others' loads. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Those who tread the path of Devadatta use the awareness of impermanence to promote a fear-driven practice, although upon this path of the Buddha, the awareness of change could fuel our wisdom of letting go. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Those who tread that path of Devadatta use the awareness of the preciousness upon meditation opportunities to frighten folks into neurotic diligence. But upon this path of the Buddha, we joyfully flow from the effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us practice mindfulness during each inhalation by silently and mentally reciting the phrase sitting tall, reminding us to generate a vertical traction between our tush and our head. Let us practice meditation during each exhalation as silently and mentally we recite relaxing. During this fourth module, we could practice the inner set of preliminary practices for approximately 4 minutes. If you've just joined us, welcome aboard. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. Currently, I'm working on a project of timing each module and entering it right here. Eventually, I'll add it to a table of contents, and this text will be available for free download. That way you can keep it on your smartphone and practice according to your schedule and your vitality. So here's a quick heads up if this is your first time joining us. And look, I scared them away with the utmost of efficiency. But during each, here's how to get make the most of mantra meditation. During the inhalation, silently and mentally recite this italics bit, then hand it to your subconscious. And during your exhalation, physically relax as best you can while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. In our empathy, may we long to free all beings from the tyranny of hating, craving, and confusion. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Okay, let's move on. In our pragmatism, may all liberation for all others be fueled by your reliance on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students, described by the metaphor of the 3 wish-fulfilling jewels. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Rather than squander our time and energy in defensiveness, how much wiser could it be to learn from all mistakes lessons that flow from the centered spontaneity of mindfulness and meditation? Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. A life squandered in competition and greed leads not to peace and fulfillment. Better to live in cooperation and generosity. Add lives and may this mind shoot out. Okay, add lives and may this mind shoot out crowns home. And then offer all my stuff to all the beings of nirvana and samsara. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. During our, let us practice mindfulness during our inhalation by silently and mentally reciting, notice this. Let us practice meditation during our exhalation by silently and mentally reciting, relaxing. But first I need to do a quick edit. Please bear with me. Oops, let's try that again. Okay. Aha. As we practice during the fourth module, let us bring the Guru Yoga, also known as Lama Naljor, into the path of energy work that we might better train in bliss and letting go. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us practice mindfulness during our inhalation as silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this, and let us practice meditation during our exhalation as silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Having climbed to contemplative cruising altitude together as a team, let us, let me take a moment to, never mind. Together as a team, let us meditate as transformatively as Obi-Wan Kenobi upon the toasty sands of Tatooine under the guidance of the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn, who really got around. Make this a 4, oddly enough. And this is going to turn into another 4. Excellent. Now let's make sure everything's copacetic. Nice. Okay, so We're going to bring the experience of the four bases of mindfulness into the conventional path of love and letting go, where it is love that is emphasized. Now, we're already used to the... Oopsie, what do we have over here? Okay, We're already used to the idea of silently and mentally reciting an italicized bit during our inhalation. However, these next 8 italicized bits are very special. Those on the rigid path of Devadatta view them literally and squander time and energy actively visualizing. Those upon the Buddha's flexible path view them figuratively and use them to strengthen their experience of love and their experience of letting go. Fortunately, that which we chant prior to this practice serves as a sort of a key or a legend wherewith we reverse engineer the metaphors back into similes, which make much more sense to everyday folk like you and I. May all minds of all beings now be as peacefully wise as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a tikli, one suitable seed or bija mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. May all relationships of all beings now be as joyfully loving as a real or imagined Buddha's communication symbolized by the six-syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. May all bodies of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist art of the blissful body of a real or imagined Devi or Yidam and archetype of enlightenment such as Chenrezig. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung. Oopsie, got a little ahead of myself. Sometimes that happens. May all circumstances of all or lots of all beings now have the good fortune or boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land of Ati. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Fabulous. Okay. Again, we bring the experience in the four bases of mindfulness. Take two. Again, we bring the experience of the four bases of mindfulness into the ultimate path of love and letting go, where it is letting go that is emphasized. If you've just joined me, welcome aboard. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. So I want to give you a thumbs up and a heads up, that's what I'm looking for, so that you make the most of this experience. So the key to really making the most or getting the most out of a month of meditation is this. Before you chant, you got to breathe in. If you don't breathe in, you're going to turn blue, tip over, wiggle funny, and scare the dog. So, since you got to breathe in anyway, you might as well recite an italicized bit before you start chanting. Now, and then during our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath, which at first might sound like I'm asking you to walk backwards while chewing bubblegum, but I assure you it's not quite so difficult. Now, the whole idea of silently and mentally reciting an italicized bit before the mantra recitation is a constant. However, in this set of 8 exercises, we've just done the first 4. They are highly, highly metaphoric. Folks traversing Devadatta's rigid path interpret it literally and squander time and energy visualizing. Actively visualizing, which is a shame. However, those on the Buddha's path of flexibility recognize a metaphor as a metaphor. Fortunately, the bit that we chant prior to the exercise act as the legend on the corner of a map, reverse engineering these metaphors into similes, which are much more manageable. Clunky, but lucid. As we inhale, we could notice all my perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings quite clearly. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined Buddha seed suitable of light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, the interpersonal experience of communication or speech could sound quite resounding. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, it could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined mantra of light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, our bodies or forms could feel quite sensual. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined octopoiodom of light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, all circumstances or lots could appear quite vivid. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined paradise or vati of light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 Om mani me me yung, om mani me me yung. Let us practice mindfulness during our inhalation as silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this. And then let us practice meditation during each exhalation as silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Whoops. I think that's 7. I'm all confused. Copy. And this should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Let's make sure the display is synchronized and then tally-ho. Also comes down to our lost good blissfully and impermanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into this body or form. Upon Devadatta's path of rigidity, folks literally try to become a rainbow. Upon the Buddha's path, flexible path of the Buddha, we see that the rainbow yoga is purely figurative. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. All forms of our bodies could blissfully and impermanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into this communication or speech. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. All interpersonal speech could blissfully and impermanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into this mind. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. All minds could blissfully and impermanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into our vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although tantalizing to the eye could be not graspable to the hand. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. Welcome to the second half of this morning's live stream. If at any point you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. So, allow me to give you a quick heads up on the mechanics of really making the most out of mantra meditation. During the inhalation, you silently and mentally recite the bit in italics. Then you kind of hand it off to your subconscious and turn your attention to the actual mantra, wherein you strive to physically relax as best you can while striving to chant the 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Let us, for the next 4 minutes or so, let's bring the 5 body regions into the path of bliss and letting go. Together, as we relax into our exhalation, whatever lower abdomen we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined amongst a desirable of green light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever navel we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined Ranasambhava suitable thumb of gold light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever chest we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined Nakshobhya suitable Hunga blue light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever threat we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined Amitabha syllabary of red light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever chronoscope we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined Vadojana suitable loom of white light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us As we inhale, let us watch the play of mind. As silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this. And as we exhale, let us relax into the mind's non-graspable nature. As silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. During our ninth module, let us bring the five perceptions into the path of awareness and letting go for approximately 4 minutes. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sight we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sound we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sense we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever flavor we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sensation we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. During this 10th module, we could bring the 5 mental poisons into the path of awareness and letting go for approximately 4 minutes. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever hate we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as not graspable as mirror like wisdom's clear void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever pride we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as the equalizing wisdom of primordial voidness. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever greed we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as descending wisdom's bliss void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever jealousy we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as all-accomplishing wisdom's void intellect. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever confusion we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as all-pervasive wisdom's awareness void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us bring the 5 aggregates or piles or heaps into the path of awareness and letting go. There's nothing spooky or special about this. It's just one of many, many, many ways of organizing experience. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever body or form we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever feelings such it. Let's try this again. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever feelings, such as pleasure, pain, or neither, we may have noticed during our inhalation, could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever appraisal of pleasure, or pain's intensity, or volume we may have noticed during our inhalation, could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. I look like a little kid sitting at his father's desk. Okay. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever impulse, such as pushing, pulling, or clinging, we may have noticed during our inhalation, could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever awareness of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, or imagination we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. During this 12th module, let's bring the 5 thoughts into the path of awareness and letting go over the span of approximately 4 minutes. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever emotion we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel this non-graspable loss of wisdom devoid. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever intention we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel this non-graspable loss of wisdom devoid. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever cognition we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel this non-graspable loss of wisdom devoid. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever recollection we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel this non-graspable loss of wisdom devoid. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever imagination we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel this non-graspable loss of wisdom devoid. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. All right, here we go. Whoops, that is what us big kids call an error. Hit paste, and 13th, this is the bar mitzvah one, apparently. One, two, three, and I get to adjust the display. Let's see, let's make that into a 4. And let's make this into 12. Okay, so here's the deal, my friends. Energy can sometimes feel like it's stuck in our joints, which can be painful. And a useful tool is to coax the energy out from our joints and into our skin. We do that while playing with the following exercise, wherein we transcend the illusion of samsara and nirvana's vertical duality by metaphorically inviting all the real or imagined Buddhas, their paradises, and their denizens to dwell into the 84,000 pores of our skin while practicing the body mandala of duality's awareness and non-duality's release. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to the 14th module, where we bring the spontaneous play of mind into the path of awareness and letting go. This is known by many names, including Dzogchen's Great Completion Stage Tantra, Sutra Mahamudra, Ati Yoga, or Trek Cho's Slice Through the Duality of Dread and Desire. So, if you've just tuned in, welcome aboard. During our inhalation, we silently and mentally recite this bit in italics. And during our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung, om mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung, om mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung, om mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung, om mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung, om mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung, om mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung. Having chanted the mantra approximately 32 times, let us watch the play of mind as we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation. And let us relax into mind's non-graspable nature as silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax during our exhalation. Okay, let us seal this morning's practice with the love that wishes for the universal mastery of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all master love, may all master letting go in love as well as kind. Oopsie, I'm having some problems with the display ostensibly. So let's hit button 9 and try that bad boy again. May all master letting go in love as well as kind communication, conduct, and calmness. May all master the effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity as well as mindfulness and meditation. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 2/3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.